What's going on, Exiles? My name is With Honor. In this video, I'll be doing some crafting on a bow for my Toxic Rain miner and going over the steps to get there. The first thing we start with is the base. It's got to be at least eye level 86 to be able to get the implicit, or not the implicit, but the suffix that I'm looking for, which is bow attacks fire 2 additional arrows. So you'll start with your base, preferably Mariketh bow. There's no reason to use any other base because the 10% movement speed is incredibly useful for our build. Since speed is speed and dodging are one of our most important defenses. But you do alteration crafting on it, looking for the 2 additional arrows. My experience, you see it once every 250 to 280 alterations, and that's with using get a prefix only, hit it with an augment. Preferably you'll see it as, a lot of times you'll get just the suffix. If you can hit it with just the suffix, and there's bows fire an additional arrow, which is far more common. But let's say this was fires 2 additional arrows. It's got a useless prefix, which we don't care about. Now you're going to hit it with a regal and hope you hit another prefix. Perfect. That's exactly what you want to hit, because hitting a suffix, a second suffix, it creates a lot of gambling, because you're basically going to try and annul off the second suffix, leave yourself with just the extra prefix. Now, if you had 2 suffixes left and no prefix, you then have to hit it with another annul and hope you hit the other suffix, and not likely going to happen that way. So you end up with the bow, with bow attacks fire 2 additional arrows and 2 prefixes. We'll then take that bow over to your crafting bench. You add on the prefix, suffixes cannot be changed, and start annulling it to get rid of the prefixes. Now this is it's gambling, but you're not going to lose the important suffix that you have. The gambling part is this costs 2 exalts, and when you hit it with an annul orb, the annul orb can take off the suffixes cannot be changed and just leave your prefixes. So that happened to me several times. It actually took me 12 exalts to get to this point where I'm at. So 50-50 went bad 2 extra times. So ideally you could do this with 2 exalts instead of 12 that I spent. So that part of the crafting, and the reason why I left that out of the video, is because it can be quite expensive and take a while. It takes a lot of luck. Alright, so now that we've got the bow base that we're looking for, and we're ready to get on to the next step, I have, let's see, got the checklist here. So these are the next steps we have to take. First, can't use my mouse on the list, but let's see if I can make it a little bit bigger. Alright, so step 1, we got to do we're gonna have to do basically multi-mod on it, so that we can block off a suffix spot and add the cannot roll attack modifiers. Secondly, and I don't know that this is necessary, but since I have the spot available with the multi-mod, I'm going to do +1 to the socket level of support gems, just to block off the bow support, or the bow socketed bow gems here. Now on PoEDB it says that this is an attack mod, but when I hit the etheric fossil that says fewer attack modifiers, it's -1 on everything except for that. And then on Craft of Exile, it doesn't even list it as an attack mod like everything else. So I don't know if something's changed since I last crafted my bows, but pretty sure as long as you do cannot roll attack mods, it can't roll the bow gems. But at this stage in my crafting, I'm not really going to gamble on that. So first, I'll go through all the steps. So we're going to block off the bow socketed gems. And then we're going to Exalt Slam it, which should automatically give us +1 to socketed gems. Then remove crafted mods, and from there hit it with the multi-mod again, +2 to socketed support gems. Of course, I'm going to hit 40% chaos damage over time multiplier on the first try, because it always happens. And then finally, going to slam it with a Warlord Exalt, and hopefully get the third Skills Finder additional projectile. So I'm using right now as one additional arrow plus the Skills Finder additional projectile, because you can find this base just naturally dropping off wherever you can get the level 86 bows at. Actually, this is an 86. I take that back. Just naturally off of Shaper or Elder and Warlord bows. So let's get into it. Right, suffixes. Alright, can have up to 3 crafted modifiers. Step 1. Shrink this down. Can have 3 crafted modifiers. Okay. Can roll attack modifiers. Cannot roll attack modifiers. Blocking the prefix. Doing this because it only costs a divine just to ensure, which is what, 10 to 12 chaos. It's worth it. +1 to socketed support gems, so we'll block that off. And now I should be able to hit it with an Exalt and get +1 to socketed gems. Perfect. Alright, to the bench. Got to clear off our crafted mods. Excellent. Can have 3 crafted modifiers. +2 socketed sport gems. %, chaos damage over time multiplier. Perfect. I told you it was going to hit 40%. Alright, and then finally, we got a Warlord Slam, but now I have 1500 fusings here because I could just pay for the 6 link, but I can't, and that's only 2 exalts, so was it really that much of a waste? No. I just can't do it, so let's see if we can 6 link it first. If I go through 1500 fusings and don't 6 link it, I'll be farming for currency. Actually, maybe if I get to 1,000, I'll just go, I'll stop and go buy 500 and just do it automatically. Because I've already put 800 or 900 into this. Please? Alright. Well, I stopped at 1,000. 300. Oh, well, that was what, 315? Okay. Final step. Doing the Warlord Slam. So I should have 2 prefixes, 3 prefixes, and 2 suffixes. I got the worst thing possible. Well, it's still better than what I'm using because it gives me the 10% move speed, and I have the backup bow here. to start working on the next one. It could have hit anything else and been better. 4 options. Culling Strike would have been okay. Phasing would have been okay. Projectile would have obviously been good, but aim actually does nothing for the build. So rip. But those are the steps to take. Overall, look at the cost of this. It took me about 14 exalts, including the fusings, to get to this point where I'm at, or to the point we started the video at, and then through the crafting it was 8 exalts for the bench plus 250 chaos for the warlord exalt. So we'll call that 9 plus the previous 14, about 23 exalts to do this. So it's a 23 exalt gamble. If you hit the 3rd projectile on the bow, I can't imagine how much that's going to be worth. So we'll keep going. I've got my second one here. So once I get another 20 exalts or so saved up, I'm going to craft it again and we'll see what happens. But thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful, and let me know if you get lucky with it. Take care.